afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard the Atlantis, part of the Cape May Whale Watcher fleet, for a 1 p.m. virtual Whale and Dolphin Watch. I'm Captain Jeff, your quarantine captain, and I am here with Captain Stewart. He's at the helm today. And we are getting underway from Spicer Creek for another of our virtual whale watches. It's the 9th in the series, and we're hoping to get you out, find some dolphins, tell you about Cape May. Just getting a report over the radio right now. Anyway, sit back, relax, and enjoy your virtual Whale and Dolphin Watch.
Yeah, that's correct. And we're about 5.25 miles in.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
Just entered Cape May Canal.
Stand by, channel 13.
The entire canal is man-made, constructed between the years 1900 and 1908, which dredged out from over 500 acres of salt marsh, the spoils of which were used to backfill East Cape May. Cape May Canal is 3.5 miles in length, constructed during World War II so that our shipping would not have to go around Cape May Point, where it was being subjected to German U-boats, which were very prevalent in the day. The Cape May Canal is also part of the Intracoastal Waterway. The Intracoastal Waterway is an inland body of water that runs from Maine to Florida. It is marked on either side by red and green channel markers. If we were to turn around and take you south on the ICW, we could have you down to Miami Beach in about 1,200 miles. Now, this is the first of our virtual Whale and Dolphin Watch trips that we've done on a Saturday here, ladies and gentlemen. And we were scheduled to get underway on a trip today with passengers, and we're still not permitted to, so we did not. But we thought we'd go anyway. The crew is in, and we are practicing cleaning the boat, sanitizing the boat, cleaning the cabin.
All right.
Now come out to Cape May Harbor, Cold Spring Harbor. Just a note, ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions throughout this, do ask them in the comments section. I will try to answer them as we go. Like, for instance, William Turner has a, what is the cost to do this? The 2-hour Dolphin Watch at 10 a.m. or 6:30 in the evening is $35. The 3-hour Whale and Dolphin Watch, which is similar to the trip that we're leaving on right now, that's $45 per adult. Large marina over on your right, that's Utch's Marina. And you've now come out into the harbor. When will people be able to go on the boat again? Well, we planned for this weekend. Not able to do it this weekend. We're shooting for Memorial Day weekend now. Many things are open for Memorial Day weekend here at the shore, in Wildwood and Cape May, and that's what we're aiming for here. Henry Hudson, searching for a new route to China, discovered Cape May back in the year 1609. However, the area was not named until the 1620s when Captain Cornelius Jobson May gave it the name Cape May. The Lenni Lenape, the Ketchme, and the Tucko Indians had already settled here. Farming and land ownership were the area's earliest economic foundations. A whaling settlement that had been established in the 1670s had largely died out by the 1700s. As early as 1766, Cape May was advertising as a seaside summer resort. Its popularity peaked in the 1800s when it became known as the Queen of the Seaside Summer Resorts. Tourism and fishing have remained Cape May's major economies ever since. When are we going to take reservations? We've been taking reservations throughout this, ladies and gentlemen. We have quite a few people reserved for June, July, August here. We're planning to get underway for Memorial Day weekend and a full schedule in June. Sure, you can go right to CapeMayWhaleWatcher.com and you can book your trip. The question was, can you already reserve a spot for Memorial Day weekend? I recommend booking online. CapeMayWhaleWatcher.com. I have not noticed any major changes in what we are seeing out here with less traffic on the water. That has been a popular question, though. Everything we've seen in our virtual trips here is very similar to exactly what we would have seen had we been out here with passengers and had the restrictions been lifted so that boat traffic could be out here. I don't know if you've noticed today, we have had quite a few boats passing us. There's quite a bit of boat traffic out today.
They're all 6 foot apart, right?
Let's take a walk outside here, folks. Might have a little wind noise. Coming up on our right, it's Group Cape May Coast Guard Base and Training Center. It's the only training center in the United States for the Coast Guard. So if somebody you know joins up with the Coast Guard from anywhere in the U.S., they're coming to Cape May, New Jersey for their 8 weeks of basic training as a new recruit. They process 3,000 to 5,000 new recruits every year. Back behind us here on the right, you got the Corinthian Yacht Club, the white building with the gray roof. It's our local sailing organization here in Cape May. It's also one of the oldest yacht clubs in the United States. The largest of the vessels out the end of the wharf here, the Roland Fritsch and the Lawrence Lawson. These are both 155-foot medium endurance offshore Coast Guard cutters. They're part of a brand new class of cutter here in the Coast Guard. These vessels and others like them, they are named after enlisted heroes. Good afternoon, Charles. Nice to see you tuning in there. A little breezy up here on the bow. On the crew today, we've got Kristen and Caroline out with us. Wave, Kristen. Wave, Caroline. Also got Mark on the crew today. He's down in the cabin. Got an absolutely beautiful day to be out here, ladies and gentlemen. Wish we could have ran a trip with passengers today. Still good to get out.
From the governor, as of tomorrow, boats, passenger vessels, everything.
Wonderful. Well, ladies and gentlemen, in typical New Jersey fashion, as we've been going through this event here, we're getting our notifications via Twitter instead of actual press releases or anything like that. And instead of getting all of our information at once, we're getting it metered out to us. However, Captain Stewart just notified me he's got some kind of notification on his phone saying that as of tomorrow, we will be able to run trips with passengers. So there you have it. Hey guys, so the boss says as of tomorrow we can start running trips. He just got some kind of notification on his phone.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Section of land on our right here, this is known as Sewell's Point. It was named Sewell's Point when William J. Sewell built his fish house restaurant here back in 1868. He actually had a horse-drawn trolley line that connected Sewell's Point with downtown Cape May. Got some folks out in kayaks. Coming up on the left at Wildwood Crest via Ocean Drive, and it's $1.50 to go over. We can't wait either. It's been a long time coming here, folks. I don't have to tell you guys. It's amazing what we've been through, and we're still going through. It's nice to have some good news. For those of you who have been tuning in throughout the series here, very happy I've been able to do this for everybody, get you on the water even when we can't. Even as we start to ease restrictions here, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to continue to do these virtual whale watches and dolphin watches as often as possible so that I can bring it to some of the folks who still can't get out here with us for obvious reasons, worries about things. But for those of you who can get out and want to get out, please keep in mind that we're going to be doing everything that we're told to do by our governor, by the state of New Jersey, by the health department, by Lower Township here where we're docked. We will do it safely, and we will keep you safe. Now entered Cape May Cold Spring Inlet. The entire inlet, it's man-made, constructed between the years 1900 and 1908. The two long rock jetties on either side extend out to the ocean, 4,600 feet, and or 3/4 of a mile. Hi, Mrs. Stewart. Nice to see you tuning in there. Andy, we can't wait to see you in July. Looking forward to seeing all of our folks come back, if you can. It's going to be a good summer, guys. Currently, we're leaving Cape May's Harbor, Cold Spring Harbor, back behind us here. So this is the view out the front of the boat right now. And here's the view out the back. So that's the harbor back behind us, or back bays, if you will. And up ahead of us, the Atlantic Ocean. Looks more like the Atlantic Lake today. We might have a little groundswell out here. Looking pretty good though. Beachfront coming up on the right here. There we go. Coming out the inlet. Now, if you notice on your right, we're just up to the beachfront here in Cape May. Now, on our left, Wildwood's beachfront is another quarter-mile offshore. Now, when these two long rock jetties were constructed 100 years ago, over 100 years ago, the beaches were dead level with each other. What happened? Well, sand has a natural progression to move from north to south. So over the years, all the sand piled up over in Wildwood, Cape May suffered massive beach erosion. The federal government, accepting responsibility for this catastrophe in Cape May, has allotted over $50 million for beach replenishment in Cape May over the next 50 years. Still working our way out in the rocks here. Yeah, so I'm going to be going in and out a little bit with all the wind that I have up here. I do my best to keep it so that you can hear me, but do understand we do have some breeze as the boat's moving through the water. Doing my best. What's the temp? I'm out here in a short sleeve shirt right now. It's pretty nice. It's about 70 on land. Water temperature's right around 55. It's beautiful. Getting cooler as we come out the inlet, of course. Here's the Wildwood beachfront on our port side. Now, you're looking out the port side or left side of the boat. Sure. Come on up. Definitely have more boat traffic today than we've seen in a while. As we're heading out through the inlet, folks, please remember if you're standing up in your living rooms, you should hold on. Pretty nice day, though. That's a good point there, Jolynn. Masks are worn by our crew members. Our crew members are temperature checked every day when they come in. It's general knowledge, if anybody feels sick, stay home, obviously. We're all doing our part, right? Crew included in that. Doesn't have to be masks, face coverings. Seems to be the word that's going around. So if you go anywhere on the parkway right now, there's signs up saying all public places you should have a face covering of some kind. And you're out in that good old Atlantic Ocean. Again, if you're standing up, hold on. Looks like we're going to work our way down towards the lighthouse. Captain Stewart's making the right here. And you are officially on marine mammal search, so keep your eyes peeled. The way we like to start off our whale and dolphin watching trips is looking for bottlenose dolphins. Just had a couple go down up ahead, right side. They can grow to be 7 to 10 feet in length. or about the distance you should be keeping from other groups while you're on board the boat. Weigh up to 700 pounds. They're gray in color. They are marine mammals. They got a surface to breathe air. They breathe air like we do. No, I have not seen any albatross. So we had a dolphin go down here. We're right here at Cape May Inlet. It's an excellent area this time of year. Look around, gang. If you see them, point them out in the comments here. I'm looking. The dolphins are down right now. When the dolphins stay down for an extended period of time, what do you think they're doing? They're feeding. They're chasing fish. They're having a little sushi for lunch. Dolphins are expert fishermen. They don't miss a trick. They live and hunt and work within a cooperative community. They utilize cooperative hunting techniques to gather their fish. They eat 10 to 15 pounds of fish every day per dolphin. They communicate back and forth with each other through a series of whistles and clicks. It is an amazing day out here today. I wish I could have you folks out here right on the boat instead of virtually here. We've had some phenomenal weather this spring. We've also had a lot of wind. When it does get rough, it gets really rough. So what we saw may have been going towards Wildwood, so I guess we're going to take a look on the other side of the jetties here. Roger that, Cap.
And one guy here at the inlet, it's too friendly.
When do we think we'll be able to open? We have a preliminary tweet or something from the governor of New Jersey about opening as soon as tomorrow. But we're verifying that right now, so stand by. Our plan all along here, folks, has been to open for Memorial Day weekend. I know we've had a couple other dates that have come and gone, including today. We do apologize that the goalposts keep moving on everyone, but it's just how it is. Taking it day by day. Today, for instance, is a beautiful one. Hiya, Whitney. Nice to see you tuning in there. We're working on getting back opened up here, Whitney. We're going to need some help in the ticket booth. Hope you're ready. Definitely more boat traffic out. This is the most boat traffic we've had on any of these virtual trips so far. It's also the first Saturday we're out. There have been boats out on the weekends. This is quite a few today. I saw about an hour to 2 hour wait to put your boat in the water at the free ramp there, so quite a few folks down today. You're now cruising up the beaches of Wildwood. So first up's Diamond Beach, then Wildwood Crest, Wildwood, and North Wildwood. If you're just tuning in here, ladies and gentlemen, you're on a virtual Whale and Dolphin Watch with the Cape May Whale Watcher fleet. I'm Captain Jeff, your quarantine captain. I'm also out with Captain Stewart. He's at the helm. You are aboard the 125-foot long Atlantis, part of the Cape May Whale Watcher fleet. We have just departed Cape May's Inlet, Cold Spring Inlet. We're working our way up the Wildwood beachfront in search of bottlenose dolphins to start off our trip. saw a question about, are we going to continue these virtual trips? As long as I'm here and have the ability here, folks, I'm going to be doing the virtual trips still, and I will do my best to announce a schedule on that as we continue into the season here, because I know that even as things open up and the restrictions are eased, there are some folks that are probably higher risk that won't be able to attend right away, and we want to still be able to give you the option of having a little break from your everyday life here, checking out what's going on out here on the water with us. So yes, we'll still do some virtual trips as we continue here. $45 per adult, and it is a 3-hour trip. The 1 o'clock trip every day, same time it's been leaving for the last 27 years from our location, same location. Leaves at 1 p.m. It's a 3-hour whale and dolphin watch. Much of what I discuss here on our virtual trips, this is exactly what I would be saying if you were out here with us over our PA system on the boat, which you can hear from just about anywhere on the boat. So the history, the information about dolphins, the information about whales, anything about the birds we see, all of it. It's all the same stuff. When you're out with us, ladies and gentlemen, you have the benefit of having myself here, who's been doing this for 30 years. You have Captain Stewart, who's been doing it for over 40 years. In addition to the largest and fastest boats, you're not going to get that level of naturalist or narrator in any other company, possibly on the East Coast. So we're working our way up the beachfront here, folks. We had one dolphin back at the inlet. We're still searching here. Tell you one thing that's different, I see people on the beach here in Diamond Beach. First I've seen that in 2020. And I mean, it makes sense, right, gang? The Wildwoods have the largest beaches you're going to find around. What better place to social distance yourself than a giant beach? Are these whales? Good question, Rose. So the primary species of whale that we sight here off of Cape May are humpback whales. Humpback whales can grow to be 45 to up to 50 feet in length, and they can weigh up to 30 to 35 tons or 70,000 pounds. That's how big they are. We do sight other species like fin whales, which are the second largest in the world, up to 70 feet in length. We also sight minke whales on occasion, which are the smallest of the baleen whales, at maybe around 15 to 25 feet in length. Gonna have some wind noise here, gang. I'm trying to keep the mic close to me here. Still got the wind up here on the bow. This is the view out the front of the 125-foot Atlantis from the upper deck here. Get to them during the trip. I do my best to answer them after the trip. I'm still getting to questions from our last trip. We had quite a few comments, so it's been difficult. We've been doing a lot of work. I know it doesn't seem like it with everything that's been going on, but our work pretty much has never stopped here on the boats. Lots of things happening at the boatyard on our fishing boat, the Miss Chris. Lots of things happening on these boats. Some new systems we're upgrading for everybody this year. When can the public buy tickets for whale watches? The public can buy tickets now. CapeMayWhaleWatcher.com. You can buy a ticket for a future trip here. We've been planning to go for Memorial Day weekend, and we have preliminary confirmation that we're able to sail as soon as tomorrow. That's something we just found out on the trip that we're on currently, and I see some of the crew here trying to confirm that for sure. I don't want to speak out of turn with our fair governor here. Hiya, Judy. Nice to see you tuning in there. Can't wait to get you back out here. Give you the look east here, up the beachfront and off the beach a little bit. For a cruise here, folks. Got a flat, calm ocean. Better part of 70 degrees out here. I'm out here in a short sleeve shirt. It's nice. Summer's on the way. Definitely got some folks out on the beach here. I think he had some more up ahead of us. Yeah, Kristen just spotted some dolphins inshore of us here. So you're looking at our 9 o'clock right now. Left side of the boat straight out into the beach here. And we've got more up ahead here. Let's see what we got. How far out do we look for whales? Well, sometimes we have whales right in here close. In fact, back in April, we had quite a few whales that were feeding near the beach. We got reports of several whales in Delaware Bay. Today we don't have any reports to go off of. There's Flipper, left side up ahead here. Coming to us up ahead here on the left. Believe it or not, we have been photo identifying bottlenose dolphins here in Cape May for the last 25 years. What we've learned about our dolphin friends, we've learned the same dolphins return here year after year after year. Kind of like, well, you guys, you find a nice place to vacation, you go back there, right? Same thing with the dolphins. Give them a chance, they'll be back up. Rule number 1 in whale and dolphin watching: whatever goes down's got to come up. I see what Captain Stewart saw. He's got more that were splashing up the beachfront here. I just saw them go down. Okay, well, I'm plugged in, so. streak up the beach. I think we got a few back behind the boat at our 6 o'clock position. We've even got some jet skiers out here today, folks. I can see up the beach here. Hiya, Karen. Karen's tuning in. So we got Karen on here. I know Pat's on here. Whitney's on here. Mrs. Stewart's on here. Judy's on here. Got a bunch of the crew that's not on the boat. They're on the virtual boat ride. Happy to have you aboard. These groups of dolphins are staying down for longer periods of time, and every now and then I'm seeing little splashes on the surface through here, folks. Those little splashes are little fish. The dolphins, like I said, they're feeding. They're chasing fish. Those splashes could be bunker or menhaden up on the surface here. The dolphins eat all kinds of fish. Left up ahead here, small group. They eat flounder and weakfish, bluefish, small striped bass. You name it, it's on the menu for the dolphins. So this group was up the beach. It looks like they're going down beach, back towards the first pod we stopped at here. They could be herding some fish back and forth to each other. Yep, we got dolphins just up ahead of us here. Keep your eyes peeled for calves, ladies and gentlemen. It is calving season. What are you looking for? What's a calf? Calves are baby dolphins, so you're looking for a baby dolphin swimming right tight to mama's side. They're usually around 18 to 24 inches in length. They can be darker in coloration than the rest of the dolphins. If they were born in the last 24 hours, the calves, they will be jet black in coloration. They'll have small folds or creases in their sides called fetal folds, and their dorsal fin may or may not be bent over to one side still. And the calves, they will get this way from living within the fetal cavity for the past 12 months. That's right, ladies. It's 12 months for a dolphin, not 9, 12. Got dolphins. Coming down the right side here, we're looking at our 2 o'clock position, so out the front of the boat and on the right side. Nice group. Coming up. Ooh, we're doing some feeding here, chasing. Whale offshore of Ocean City, Maryland yesterday. All right. I've had a couple different reports of whales near shore in New Jersey as well. Up off of LBI, I know there's been a couple almost every morning, and I saw a report from Belmar as well, so there are whales around for sure. But that's great. I appreciate the report there, Lisa. Coming down the left side up ahead here. Now, when a female dolphin goes to give birth for the first time, she'll swim back to the matriarchal pod from which she was born. So in most cases, her mother's there, her grandmother's there, in some rare cases, even her great-grandmother. You see, we've been able to prove lineage between the dolphins from generation to generation. This group kind of circled around us here. Up ahead of us, Kristen. Just off the bow here, 12 o'clock. Coming off the beach. I think there's more great whites with more seals. No. Short answer.
Apparently it was his,
Did you guys look on Twitter?
I don't have Twitter.
That's where it's going to be.
Yeah. Okay.
What month is best for whale sightings this time of year? We see whales from March to December. We have a peak to every season, sometimes two peaks. Last year we had two peaks to the season. One for the spring half up into July, and then another between August to October. And that changes every year, ladies and gentlemen. How long do dolphins live? 25 to up to 50 years. So they have a almost human lifespan out here in the wild. So what are we looking at today, folks? Are these dolphins or porpoise? What's the difference? A lot of people will use the names interchangeably, and they are not the same. Today we're looking at dolphins, not porpoise. See, dolphins have a beak which sticks out the front of their body, makes them appear like they're always smiling, and they've got cone-shaped teeth. Porpoise, on the other hand, have a blunt head and spade-shaped teeth. Dolphins are also larger than porpoise in general. Another way you can tell the difference between dolphins and porpoise is just by the time of year we see them here in Cape May. We see dolphins, we see porpoise, we see them in different seasons though. Our dolphins, they show up here around the middle of April typically. They stay with us throughout the spring, summer, and fall. They really don't leave until around December, and the dolphins do this because they like the water 50 degrees or warmer. Our water temperature out here today, 54.5 degrees. Porpoise, on the other hand, you don't see porpoise this time of year in Cape May. You came back out here in January or February, you could see all the harbor porpoise you want. We'd be out here in 38-degree water, and there would not be any dolphins that time of year. Hi, Bill. Nice to see you tuning in there. Is it time to get the steel drum out yet? Pretty nice day. Feels like the right weather. A couple dolphins go behind us there, taking you back to the forward view here. 12 o'clock, we just had some dolphins go down up ahead of us here. And 11 o'clock, left side up ahead here. Now, dolphins are members of the order Cetacea. This term cetacean refers to a group of over 90 different marine mammals, which are broken up into two suborders, toothed whales and baleen whales. Bottlenose dolphins, they are toothed whales. They're grouped in with other toothed whales. That includes other dolphins, porpoise, orcas, pilot whales, belugas. Now, larger whales like humpback whales, fin whales, right whales. Blue whales, those are baleen whales which do not have teeth. In lieu of teeth, they have baleen in the roof of their mouth. They use like a big filter system, filtering their food out of seawater and then swallowing it whole. Left side on the surface here. Looks like we're doing some group feeding here. If you want, Cap. It's your boat. It's your trip. Fine with me. It seems like they just keep on coming down the beach here. I'm looking up towards the Ferris wheel, and I've got more dolphins up there. They're in real tight, though. Got more people on the beach here as we're working our way into Wildwood here, up to the Wildwood Boardwalk. See one brave dude doing some surfing here, left side. A couple different families at the beach. These big, beautiful beaches we have here in Wildwood. Lots of space to get that social distance between you and others. Fresh air, little sunshine. Who couldn't go for that, huh? If you're not out and about today, ladies and gentlemen, it's about 70 degrees down the shore here. Cooler on the water, but still I'm out here in a short sleeve shirt. Loving life. Several different groups of dolphins. No big single group here, ladies and gentlemen. I've got a couple right in shore of us. They're all doing this group feeding thing together here. Each little pod here. I just had about 6 come up together in shore of us here, right outside the breakers. Have you ever thought about how a dolphin sleeps? Probably not, right? It's pretty important, though. Think about a sleeping dolphin like this, if you will. Dolphins, they're marine mammals. They've got to surface to breathe air. They breathe air like we do. Well, you can't lay down on the ocean floor and take a nap, right? Neither can a dolphin. Now, scientists knew for years they are related to humpback whales and other cetaceans, and they had witnessed humpback whales doing something they called logging when they were tired. Logging is a pretty simple process. A humpback whale can float up on the surface with their back exposed to the air while they take a nap, so they can breathe through the blowhole in their back. The blowhole in their back is essentially like their nose. Dolphins have it too. Now, humpback whales can do that logging because they have a lot of blubber. Blubber is a fatty tissue. We all know fat floats. Now, the dolphins, on the other hand, dolphins comprise a lot of muscle tissue. Dolphins are more dense than water. If they stopped swimming, they'd actually sink and drown. Hard to believe for one of nature's best swimmers, and it puzzled scientists for years. How do the dolphins get their rest? Finally, a Russian scientist had 2 dolphins in captivity. He hooked them up to a brainwave machine and solved the mystery. You discovered dolphins have the ability to isolate either hemisphere of their brain throughout the day. So, throughout one part of the day, the dolphins are swimming on the left hemisphere of their brain only. The right hemisphere is turned off or sleeping. But another part of the day, they're swimming on the right hemisphere of their brain only, while the left hemisphere is turned off or sleeping. And throughout more rigorous activities like feeding and or mating, dolphins are operating on both left and right hemispheres of the brain at the same time, which is much unlike man. We all know when it comes to mating, man will be operating on no hemispheres of the brain. Does bring up another interesting topic with our dolphin friends. How about their mating behavior? Did you know that dolphins are some of the most sexually active creatures on the planet? Unlike other animals that only mate when the female's in heat, the dolphins actually mate 365 days of the year, and they mate for fun and recreation. Some male dolphins, believe it or not, they've been known to mate 5 to 7 times per day. You gotta love those dolphins. Puts a whole new spin on that theory about coming back as a bird in the next life. Got more dolphins coming to you. Some doing some surfing here, left side. Oh, the life they've got. Absolutely gorgeous day out here on the Wildwood beachfront here, just offshore of the boardwalk. Got people out on the beach. Got the sun out in the sky. About 70 degrees. We got dolphins pretty much scattered up and down the beachfront here. When we leave one pod of 5 or 6 dolphins, we run into another pod of 5 or 6 dolphins. For the past mile, we've had that here. We've got more still up ahead of us as I look up towards North Wildwood. Shore of us here. Group coming down. Up ahead towards North Wildwood, coming this way. Coming off the beach now. Now, we used to think when the dolphins would leave here in the wintertime that they'd go down south, even as far as Florida or even the Caribbean. There are dolphins in those areas, but it turns out they're not part of this population. We actually have an internship program with Stockton University for photo identifying bottlenose dolphins. The interns photograph the dolphin's dorsal fin. Their dorsal fin, that's the fin on the back of the dolphin. You see it every time they're on the surface. It's unique for each dolphin. Some of them more so than others, but in general, the notch pattern on the back of the dorsal fin is how we identify individuals. So they photograph them, crop those photos, identify the individuals, and catalog them. With this catalog of dolphins, we've been able to compare our catalog to other catalogs up and down the East Coast. Turns out the dolphins spend their summers here in Cape May and the Wildwoods, and their winters down in the Outer Banks of North Carolina. Many of the individuals in our catalog are also in theirs. Some more splashing going on up here. I see we've got some folks tuning in from Gloucester City, New Jersey. Nice to have you aboard. I saw some other folks tuning in from the Netherlands. That's awesome. Happy to have you aboard. Wonderful that we have this technology here, this live feed that we can share with you guys while we're out here. I think I've had some folks aboard that otherwise probably would not have the opportunity to, even under normal circumstances. It's the ninth in the series here of our virtual whale and dolphin watches since we've started our quarantine here in New Jersey. Again, this is the Cape May Whale Watcher fleet. If you want more information about us or where you can buy tickets or gather details about our policy or anything else, check out CapeMayWhaleWatcher.com. If you're looking for a way to support these virtual whale and dolphin watch trips, and you don't want to buy a ticket for some reason, whatever reason, but you'd like to help support us, buy a gift certificate. Gift certificates are available at CapeMayWhaleWatcher.com, and they're valid for any of our trips. and they have no specific dates, and they never expire. So if you're not comfortable using it this year, you can use it next year. And you can still help out a very small business here, a small family business in southern New Jersey. Hiya, Jerry. I saw Jerry Myers tuning in. One of our resident photographers here. Comes out with us very often throughout the season. Happy to have you aboard, Jerry. I wish I was eating at the Lobster House today, too. I'm very much looking forward. Hey, we got a humpback whale up ahead here. Sorry to break with that here, gang. Speaking of humpback whales that are feeding near shore, here's the shore. And we just had a humpback whale go down just up ahead of us here, gang. If you got any friends that aren't tuning in here, folks, and they think they might be interested in seeing a humpback whale, tag us, tag them. Put it in the comments, whatever you got to do here, gang. Because we just had a humpback whale go down just up ahead of us here. Captain Stewart knows how to get them. So as we were watching the dolphins, I was talking about the abundance of bait that we have out here, the abundance of food, the fish in the water. Well, we've been getting reports of humpback whales offshore of Long Beach Island, off of Belmar, off of Ocean City, Maryland. We had a report here right in the comments that as of yesterday, humpback whale off Ocean City, Maryland. Well, while we're sitting here and watching the dolphins, we just had a humpback whale surface. It was about a quarter mile from us. We jogged up to that location, and now we're starting to look. So help me here. Keep your eyes peeled. What are you looking for? You're looking for that same stereotypical spout of the whale like that. A humpback whale can put up a spout 8 to 12 feet high. A fin whale can put up a spout 20 feet tall. It's a vertical column of steam shooting straight into the air. What that is when the whale surfaces, they exhale through the blowhole in their back. Now, we talked a little bit about that blowhole. It's basically their nose, but it's located on their back because it's a evolutionary thing. It's made it easier for them to adapt to the water and still breathe air. So they can easily take a breath of fresh air. Well, when they surface, they exhale, and that exhale is traveling at around 600 miles per hour. It's extremely noticeable. You can see it from far away. It's so calm today. When we sighted this whale, we saw the back of the whale first and not the spout. Stand by here. We have a humpback whale, it looks like. Just went down up ahead of us here. Again, we're just off the beachfront here in Wildwood, right off of the Wildwood Boardwalk. We're working our way to North Wildwood here. And we had a humpback whale go down just up ahead of us here. If you're just tuning in, you're aboard the 125-foot... Oh! Lunge feeding! All right!
Second one back here.
We got two whales here, ladies and gentlemen. We just had a humpback whale lunge feed dead ahead of the boat here. We have a second one back behind the boat. Mark's filling me in here. So we've got at least two out here. I don't know how good the microphone is, ladies and gentlemen, but there's literally bunker splashing on the surface all around the boat. So that's why we have a whale here. That's why we're getting so many nearshore reports of humpback whales. Tons and tons of bunker. So humpback whales off to our left, up ahead here. There, it just went down. Humpback whales can grow to be 25 to up to 50 feet in length. They can weigh up to 35 tons, 70,000 pounds of whale. These are big boys with big appetites. They eat around 2,000 pounds of fish every day. So you can bet going where the fish are is pretty important. We get reports from customers, oh, another lunge feed, that we've got to be 25, 35, 50 miles offshore in order to see whales. Well, 25 to 50 miles offshore is a good place sometimes to see a whale. Of course, if that's not where the fish are, and the fish are right here, just off the beachfront, an animal that eats 2,000 pounds of fish goes where the fish are located. This time of year, they're right here next to the beach. This is a pretty common occurrence. I don't know if you've been tuning in the whole time here, folks, but I started out saying that where do we see the whales? Sometimes we see them right here. Well, here you go. We've got one humpback whale just off the front of the boat here. We've got another one somewhere back behind us. There she blows, dead ahead. Humpback. You called it, Kristen. You said we're going to find a whale. There you go.
I'm so happy.
Two humpbacks.
So you're out on your virtual Whale and Dolphin Watch here with the Cape May Whale Watcher Fleet. I'm Captain Jeff, your quarantine captain. I got Captain Stewart at the helm. And he has waltzed us up the Wildwood beachfront here right to two humpback whales that we know of so far. Still looking around here. I bet we've got more than this here, gang. So you're out with the Cape May Whale Watcher Fleet, ladies and gentlemen. We're members of a program called, whoa, right side. Coming down the right side, humpback. Members of a program called Whale Sense. Whale Sense is a cooperative program set up among whale and dolphin watching companies, the Whale and Dolphin Conservation Society, and the National Marine Fisheries. The sense of Whale Sense is an acronym. It stands for that we stick to the Atlantic Region Guidelines for Whale and Dolphin Watching and the Right Whale Approach Regulations. If you're wondering what those guidelines are, you can check them out right at whalesense.org since you're on your computer or phone here. The gist of those guidelines, we never want to impede the path of a whale. We never want to cut off their path. We always want to stay behind a whale. We never want to get within 100 feet of a whale. You never want to get within 500 yards of a North Atlantic right whale because of how critically endangered they are. So this whale's working off to our right here, down towards where the other one was sighted as well. I know we've got dolphins back down the beach there. We're just off the beachfront here in Wildwood. Got a ton of birds working offshore here. Whale just spouted up ahead at our 1 o'clock position here, swimming down beach.
Going back for you, buddy.
What? Oh, we're downwind. I just got a nice whiff of whale breath. Oh. Going left, up ahead. So part of the reason for those guidelines, ladies and gentlemen, why you don't want to impede the path of the whale or why you don't want to get too close is because the whale is highly maneuverable. This whale is out here and motivated by one thing right now: lunch. And the whale's going where the food is. So we give the whale the right of way so the whale can continue its feeding pattern without us changing anything. The reason for those guidelines, ladies and gentlemen, humpback whales are protected by the Marine Mammal Protection Act. Got a couple fluke prints left side up ahead here. Whale's going off to the left. So the fluke print, if you're paying attention there, you can see the little ring of calm water. That's from the whale's tail, or flukes. The whale's tail moves up and down. There we go, left side. So as it moves up and down, when the whale is just below the surface, it disturbs the water and leaves that fluke print or footprint. So you can actually track a whale subsurface that way. Whale's going off to the left here. Beautiful day here, ladies and gentlemen. Flat, calm ocean. Humpback whale. This looks to be about a 35-footer. Haven't got an eyeball on the other one yet. Should be somewhere behind me. So you're looking up the beachfront towards North Wildwood right now. And we've got another one somewhere opposite direction back between us and the inlet here. Give him a chance to be back up. Rule number one, up, going to the left. Whale's doing a big circle here. Again, back to that maneuverability. So humpback whales, one of their key characteristics, in addition to their large tail flukes, which we just touched on there, are their very large pectoral fins. So the whale's pectoral fins are at the sides of the whale's body, kind of in the location, if you can imagine, if the whale had arms, but they don't have arms. And their pec fins, or flippers, if you will, are very large on humpback whales, up to 1/3 their body length. So if we're dealing with a 35-foot whale, their pectoral fins could be 10, 11 feet long easily. And if you've seen the whale here, the whale is dark in coloration, almost black. Their pectoral fins are the opposite. They're bright white. And if you see them under the surface here in the Jersey water, the pectoral fins are going to appear green because our water has a nice green tint to it. So the white under the green water looks green. So we got a whale literally right off of the Ferris wheel here, Maury's Piers, Wildwood Boardwalk, on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. Wish you all were here with us aboard ship, but we're happy we have this technology. We can do this, get you out here this way. We have preliminary information here that we're going to be able to get you out here on a physical Whale and Dolphin Watch, possibly as soon as tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. So we are open for Memorial Day weekend. I'm not sure what the restrictions and guidelines are from the state of New Jersey yet. Whale just went to the left up ahead here. You can bet face coverings are probably in there. We're going to practice social distancing, and we're going to limit capacity. Let's face it, gang, we're going to do whatever we have to keep everybody safe. That's the key to this. It's been the key all along, right? Then eat at the Ugly Mug or the Lobster House. I'm reading Lisa's comments here. Sounds good to me. I know curbside pickup is allowed at all retail locations as of Monday here, ladies and gentlemen. The many great local restaurants out there that have been providing takeout throughout this entire quarantine period. Well, let's go to the right up ahead here. There's literally just acres and acres of bunker out here, ladies and gentlemen. Again, bunker's a small oily fish, around 3 to 9 inches in length, silver in color, also known as menhaden. It's a base fish. It's extremely important to the food chain out here. Lots of things eat bunker. Not the least of which right now is this humpback whale feeding on bunker. We've had a couple lunge feeds so far. So a lunge feed is when the whale swims underneath the school of fish and then lunges up through the middle of it with their mouth wide open, taking in the fish and water at the same time. They then close their mouth. Because this is a baleen whale, they don't have any teeth. The fish and water get forced to the front of their mouth. The water escapes through the baleen, and the fish get trapped in the baleen, and then they swallow it whole. Can you hear those fish splashing? All around us here. Millions and millions of little fish. This whale is swimming right past them and continuing in closer to the beach. So we're answering that age-old question here, folks. How far offshore do we have to be to see a whale? Today, a couple hundred yards. It's actually pretty common. Again, it's where the fish are. When you eat 2,000 pounds of fish every day, you go where the fish are. Today, it's right off of Wildwood. Archie blows dead ahead here. Still looking around for the second one here. We know we have two. The other one I think was swimming back towards our own inlet.
In front of you guys. Forty, just ride right over top of it.
Unreal. I think I just saw the second one up the beach there. We did our best to get a hold of the other whale. Just lunge fed up the beach there. I just saw it just beyond that boat there. Whale most likely will change its pattern now because of where that boat was operating and how they were operating. So just stand by here, folks. Did our best to get a hold of them. Whale's inshore. Did you just see it there, Caroline?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, whale went inshore here. I saw the other one too, Cap. If you look in line with that boat, the other whales. Archie blows down the beach there. You see the other one? You hear me?
No.
Oh, okay. That's just dolphins inshore on the right. That's dolphins. Dolphins to our left up ahead. Leaving the other whale back behind us. Sure, this whale's been going pretty crazy up ahead of us here. Several lunge feeds, big spouts, looks like a bigger whale. Let's check this one out. Even with this little camera here, folks, you'll be starting to be able to see it. Yes, the captain sounded mad. So we were just talking about the guidelines for whale and dolphin watching, ladies and gentlemen. It's something that's not taught in boating safety courses. Why it's not, I have no idea, other than the boating safety course is administered on a state level and the guidelines are administered on a federal level. I'm sure we all have way more experiences with the difference between federal and state level at this point. Well, this is one more example of it here, folks. So this whale up here also appears to have some dolphins feeding right in the same spot. So we're working our way down beach here. Check out where this one's going to pop up. Had some big spouts, some big splashes that we could see well over a mile away here. There she blows. That's a bigger whale. This is closer to a 40-footer. Got dolphins back behind where the whales surfaced and closer. And then the whales beyond that. Stand by, working our way up to them here. Don't want to change. Oh! I think you got two right here. I think it's two here. Because that was a lot closer than the other one. So I think we've got two humpback whales feeding right up ahead of us here. Yeah, because the other one just splashed further away here. Oh, baby! Hungry humpback! Beautiful. That's a lunge feed, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So you guys ask us pretty often, do humpback whales migrate? I want to be there for the migration season. Here's some of the dolphins starting to surface with this whale here. Whale was working off to our left. Yes, humpback whales are migratory. Oh, hoo, 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 hoo. Doubled back on the same school of fish. So right now, this area that we're in, the mid-Atlantic states, this is a feeding grounds for humpback whales. And what you're witnessing is a humpback whale feeding. Again, they're feeding on these small fish here called bunker or menhaden. It's why they're here. So basically, areas from Virginia up through New Jersey into New York, that's their primary food source throughout here. So it's vitally important that the bunker are around for humpback whales, bottlenose dolphins, and other species. So their feeding grounds extend up well into the Gulf of Maine and then up to Canada. And this is where the whales spend their summers. Do the whales ever breach? Oh yeah. In the comments here, Nancy'd like to know if these whales breach. Yes, humpback whales are the species that breach. They do it pretty often. Next question, when are they going to breach? I have no idea. I'm trying to speak whale for years. I don't know. I've got to get a lunge feed here. I think. See the bait going nuts and the whale. All right. So those bait fish are around 3 to 9 inches long, and that whale's definitely on its way to being 40 feet in length. So that's why you see them all jumping out of the water. They're all trying to jump out of the way. The only safety for the bait fish is in numbers. Got a perfect day out here, gang. We got whales, we got dolphins, we got calm seas. We got good news about restrictions being lifted and being able to get you out here safely. All good stuff. It's a good day. Was that dolphins up there? Yeah, it's dolphins. Okay. Breaching out of the water. Full breaches out of the dolphins down the beach here. Hi, Aunt Michelle. Nice to see you tuning in. So the whale was moving off to our right here. Yep, there he is. Back on the surface. Coming back out towards us. This whale has been very active. We've already seen a couple lunge feeds out of the whale. We've got dolphins that are breaching out of the water and feeding down beach from us. And we left another humpback whale back towards North Wildwood, back behind us here. So a lot of activity on the Wildwood beachfront. For the first of these virtual whale watches, we have other activity here too. We've got people at the beach. This whale's now turned and going towards us here. So we're gonna stand by, let the whale go where it wants to here. So we've definitely got 2 humpback whales. We may have a third one here as well. Tons and tons of bait. Dolphins swimming through the bait off to our left up ahead here. Whale going down our right side. Beautiful. When can we set sail with groups? Possibly as soon as tomorrow. So the whales are here, the dolphins are here, and it sounds like our preliminary reports are that restrictions are being lifted on charter boats and passenger boats here. I don't have complete confirmation on that here, folks, but we started the trip with that possibility. This whale was going off to our right, still going off to the right. Will the whales move away from the boat sank? Oh, there's that second humpback. I just saw it surface in the same direction of where this whale's moving towards here. About a mile up the beach here. I don't understand the question. So, how many people are you allowing on each trip? Our talks have been about limiting our capacity to 50%. So this boat is a 300 passenger boat. So we would then be out with up to 150 passengers. Though I'm not really worried about capacity right now, ladies and gentlemen. We were scheduled to go today. Originally, we thought we'd be able to go today, and we had about 20 people booked. 20 people spread out on a 125-foot long vessel means lots of space for everybody. So if you're just tuning in, we've got a humpback whale in shore of us here, left side. We got a second humpback whale up the beach, up towards North Wildwood. And I believe we've got another one still back behind us, between us and the inlet. And we've got literally dozens of pods of dolphins and millions of pounds of bunker or menhaden. So lots and lots of life out here. This is more your typical springtime day here. Whale activity near shore, bottlenose dolphins, people at the beach, boats on the water. Man, oh man, what a good day. There she blows, working up the beach.
He's heading up the beach and the other one's coming down the beach.
Yeah. Yep. That's what you got going on.
No problem. Yeah, honestly.
It's something to experience this time of year, ladies and gentlemen, when the whales are near shore. You can catch a glimpse of them from the beach sometimes. Helps if you have a spotting scope or a really good pair of binoculars and something to lean them against so you can keep it steady. The best experience is to be out here on the boat. That is a biased opinion. I love this here, folks, and I'm happy I can share it with you. The other whale just lunge fed in the distance there. I don't know if you were focusing on the one that's close to the front of the boat here. It's about 100 yards ahead of us. There's another one about a half mile further up the beach there, which is just lunge feeding again here. So these whales are spending the better part of their day lunge feeding all through here to get their 2,000 pounds of fish in for the day. So I talked about that we're in their feeding grounds. Now these whales do swim south in the wintertime to their breeding grounds. So their breeding grounds are about 2,000 miles south down to the Caribbean. Lucky whales. That's when they migrate. So in the spring and the fall, we do have many humpback whales. Not all of the humpback whales, but many of the humpback whales do migrate down to their breeding grounds in the Caribbean. Now, how do we know they're the same whales? Well, some research has been done with satellite tagging, and that is very accurate. But even more research has been done by citizen scientists, people just like yourselves, through photo identification. Now, every time the whale surfaces, you can see the whale's dorsal fin. And the dorsal fin on a humpback whale also is unique. The shape of it, the coloration around it. However, even more definitive than that, if you want to photo identify a humpback whale when they are in deeper water, not along the beachfront like this, it's when the whale takes a deeper dive. Humpback whales will arch up or hump up their back. That is how they got the common name humpback by old whalers. Another facet of that humping up or arching of their back when they take a deep dive is to then have their tail flukes pop up out of the water. The underside of the whale's flukes, that is an excellent way to photo identify humpback whales. This whale has swam past us and going to the right here. And I took off my eyes. He just lunged again. Yeah, I should have. I don't know which way to look here, gang. Got me in a tennis match here. So when we first started the season here, the whales were in the Delaware Bay, mostly. Seems that we have a new... There's that whale off to the left. This other one should be surfacing any minute up ahead of us here. We had a lot of whale activity in Delaware Bay, but it seems we have a new group of humpbacks, if you will, that have moved in over the last week here with all this food, all this bait in the water. Oh! Lunge feeding, still going on. You're getting them all, right, Kristen? I like this one better. This one's been doing it where they do the double back.
Yeah.
So sometimes they'll get into even a 3 lunge feed pattern. And that's the best time for getting a photograph of it, because at least you already have the camera focused up on the location. Now that I said that, we won't get it, but certainly, yeah, I think we got some some dolphins in the middle of it too, chasing the same fish. Going to the right. Whales do not have echolocation like dolphins. Hey David, nice to see you tuning in there. We're out here with Kristen and Caroline and Mark. We're watching up to 3 humpback whales along the beachfront here in Wildwood. Going to the right. Humpback. Dolphins also with the whale. What's the pectoral maneuver called again? Maneuver? You mean a pectoral slap? That would be where the whale kind of rolls on its back and then on its side and slaps the pec fins from side to side. Is that what you mean? We just call it a pec slap. It makes a loud noise underwater. It's thought that the whales do this so that they are either scaring fish into tighter schools, making it easier to eat them, right in front of us here, going to the left. More bottlenose dolphins in here with the whale. How deep is the water that we're in here? We're in about 25 feet of water here. That's it. Can I ask him nicely to breach? Please, Mr. Whale or Mrs. Whale, would you breach out of the water for us folks here on Facebook Live? We'd really appreciate it. I'd love it. Is that nice enough? Or should it be in a whale voice? Please, Mr. Whale, would you breach? There's the other one. The other one's now coming down our right side here, so they're coming together. What a day. We've got a humpback whale inshore of us working its way down the beachfront. We have a humpback whale up ahead of us working its way inshore to meet this other humpback whale. And we have another humpback whale down beach up towards Cape May Inlet. Dolphins everywhere, fish everywhere, people on the beach. It is a beautiful day at the Jersey Shore here, folks. An increase in sharks. Nope, folks, it's quite the opposite. There has not been an increase in sharks. Most sharks are endangered. There is no increase in sharks, quite the opposite. That is media hype. Some species of sharks have been basically hunted to the brink of extinction thanks to movies like Jaws and things like that. So, the United States Coast Guard coming overhead here. There they are. United States Coast Guard helicopter. All right, back to the whales here. So the whales are going into even shallower water as they're chasing the fish here. They're getting into about 10 to 15 feet of water here, which is not uncommon here, ladies and gentlemen. Other whale just spouted between us and the beachfront here. So this whale on our right around 2 o'clock here has doubled back and is starting its way back up the beach. And I've lost sight of the one that was ahead of the boat here at our 12 o'clock position. Oh, there she blows, dead ahead, coming off the beach. It looked like they were going to intersect courses here, but they're going opposite directions now. This one just did a lunge feed off to my right that I missed, so I'm going to focus up on the whale at 12 o'clock here. When you got them in two different directions, you can start bouncing back and forth, and I'll just miss all the surfacings for you folks. Doing our best here. Be great if I could get you multiple camera angles here. Shallowest depth they can go, I've seen them in 10 to 15 feet of water. That's pretty much it. I've actually seen them in Delaware Bay where they're going right along Crow Shoal and they're kicking up sediment off the bottom as they're feeding. Hey Julianne, nice to see you tuning in. Got a beautiful day here at the Jersey Shore. We are just off the Wildwoods here. We're back in Wildwood Crest here. Got 3 humpback whales near shore. We got dozens of pods of bottlenose dolphins that keep coming and going from the view here. And tons of bunker. That whale is going down the beach there. So we got that one going down the beach there in line with the big hotel there. We got the other one somewhere back behind me here that was working its way off the beach. You got an eyeball on this one, Kristen?
I saw it over there a minute ago. In that area there.
There she blows.
I don't know, how's he doing? Because the other guy down the beach, he's pectoral slapping.
Oh yeah? Well, I want pectoral slaps. Come on. In general, I think this has been the more active of the two anyway. I say that, now the other one will breach back behind us. working back up to this second of the two humpback whales here. I haven't caught a glimpse of the third. I think it may have gone to the other side of the inlet. There she blows, right side, up ahead, coming off the beach. Dolphins working their way through here. Give them a chance, they'll be back up. Rule number 1 in whale and dolphin watching: what goes down must come up. Like that. So the boss says this whale was peck slapping here. I missed it. Should have put my sunscreen on. It's going to be a burn. We got 70-degree weather here, ladies and gentlemen. We got people at the beach. The water's around 55. We got 3 humpback whales. Dolphins all over the place. Tons and tons of fish. One of your common questions is, how long do the whales hang out? The whales are here throughout our summer months. So these whales that we're watching right now could still be here in August or even into October sometimes. We had 3 humpback whales in particular that hung out in the Delaware Bay. They started in April and they were there until September, and then they started to move out of the bay, and then we started sighting them off of Stone Harbor. So, ooh, right next to us. Humpback. We're here out of gear. I've started to mention the Whale Sense program earlier, ladies and gentlemen, that we stick to the Atlantic region guidelines for whale and dolphin watching. We educate naturalists, operators, and passengers to have whale sense. We notify appropriate networks of right whale sightings, entangled whales, dead whales, and other whale issues. We set an example on the water as a responsible whale watcher at all times. And we encourage ocean stewardship and conservation. For more about Whale Sense, check out whalesense.org.
Is Buddy still back behind us?
I don't know, I'm watching this one, Cap. The one behind us had been going the opposite direction. It was going up and out a little. Got some more fluke prints on the surface. This is the more active of the two, I think. So we've got those fluke prints on the surface. Again, that's from the whale's tail or fluke moving up and down. I see some fish jumping just up ahead of where this whale was swimming to. Could be a good sign. Could catch another lunge feed here. Stand by.
Yeah, the other one's about 5 o'clock behind us.
All right, Mark's just verified. The other whale's back at our 5 o'clock. Your view with the camera right now, you're at our 12 o'clock looking out the front of the boat. Been in some huge schools of bunker here, literally surrounding the boat. This whale swam right past it and is continuing up the beach, rather down the beach, towards our inlet here. So what are some of the threats for humpback whales here, ladies and gentlemen? Well, if you were tuning in earlier, you saw one of them, ship strikes, boat strikes. We saw a small boat that we notified that there was a whale in the area. The small boat continued to cross the path of the whale. Fortunately, the small boat did not interact with the whale, did not appear that way, but it did change the whale's pattern. The whale then took a new course and was not feeding anymore, went a different direction. Whale's back to feeding and normal now, but ooh, lunge feed, there we go. Hungry humpback. So a lot of the whale activity we cite here off of Cape May occurs here in the Delaware Bay, off the coast of Delaware and New Jersey. And a lot of it happens in the deep water areas off of the Delaware side. That's why it's called the Delaware Bay. The deep water's on that side of the bay, and it's a major shipping area. So we have a lot of tanker traffic, ships that are 500 feet long, 600 feet long, 1,000 feet long, going up towards the ports around Philadelphia. So all that traffic definitely endangers the humpback whales. They bump into a whale like this, they don't even know it. Entanglements is another major issue for humpback whales. They'll become entangled in fishing gear. So you have a fish trap on the bottom, or a crab trap, or a lobster trap, and a main line going to the surface, and you'll see those buoys, little buoys floating on the surface. Humpback whales, North Atlantic right whales, they become entangled in these, and then they drag that gear around. It happens all too often. This whale is literally eating its way down the beachfront. Another major issue for humpback whales and just about everything else out here in the ocean, folks. Plastics and trash in the ocean. That's why we ask, when you are aboard ship, don't throw your stuff over the side. Use the trash cans. When you're at the beach, whatever you take in with you, take it out with you. We've concentrated last year, and we're going to continue this year, balloons. Seems like such a simple, benign thing, but a balloon can kill many different species out here. Sea turtles, whales, dolphins, birds. It's unbelievable how susceptible birds are to balloons. So if you have to have balloons, folks, keep them weighted, keep them inside. Whatever you do, don't do those balloon releases. Release hundreds of balloons up into the air because it looks cool. They're not going to heaven. They're going to the ocean. Better yet, think of alternatives. You could have banners or other things that aren't going to go up into the air and eventually wind up out here in the ocean, folks. This boat is taking this whale is taking this boat to our own inlet. That's Cape May Inlet up ahead here. If you're just tuning in with us here, ladies and gentlemen, you are aboard the 125-foot-long Atlantis, part of the Cape May Whale Watcher fleet. We also have the 110-foot-long Cape May Whale Watcher. I'm Captain Jeff, your quarantine captain. I'm also out here with Captain Stewart. He's at the helm. He located the whales. We have 3 humpback whales, one of which is just up ahead of us somewhere here. Another 2 that I think are back behind us. We are on the Wildwood beachfront. There's the whale. This is our 9th virtual whale watch here during quarantine. We're getting some confirmation that we're going to be able to resume our regular trips here with restrictions, of course, to keep everybody safe. Face coverings and social distancing and everything we have to do to keep you safe, but still get you this experience here, ladies and gentlemen. We're also going to continue our virtual Whale and Dolphin Watch trips